Hi, this is Misbah Chaudhry, immigration attorney from Misbah Chaudhry and Associates, PLLC, immigration law firm. Today is July 13th, 2020. It's 4 p.m. Central Time, and we are here to discuss some issues and some concerns with regards to the I-94 and visa stamping. What is the basic difference between them? Initially, we will shortly discuss about what has happened with immigration or in immigration during the last 1 week. The basic and the headline breaking news was the online course notification and changes with regards to the fall semester for the international students who are in the United States on F1 or M1 status. We have also done an online presentation discussing the issue the day it was announced, so you can go and watch that on YouTube, our YouTube channel. You can go watch that on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook page, and get the information with regards to that. And there is still the lawsuits have been filed. This is the update with regards to that the lawsuits have been filed from the main universities like Columbia, Harvard University, MIT, Stanford, and now today's news is from the state of California against this change or order for the students, international students. So we are waiting for the decision. The decision is supposed to come by 15th of July. It's kind of expedite process on that. So let's see what will happen. We are hoping for the best and we are keeping our fingers crossed. Briefly, we will discuss in this session, I would like to discuss about the mostly asked question which confuses people a lot, is that what is the difference, or if there is a difference between I-94 and the visa stamping. What is visa stamping? What is I-94? So briefly we will touch that subject, that what is I-94 and what is the visa stamping. See, if somebody has issued a visa approved over here, say for example it's an H1B non-immigrant visa, and the visa got approved over here, now the dependent or the beneficiary is sitting over there in say maybe India, and they have to go to the US embassy or consulate to get the visa. H1B is approved from here, but get the visa approved and done from there and get the stamping over there. Or if there is somebody who's on a different status here, so they entered United States on a visitor visa and they apply for the change of status over here, they get the change of status done and they went back, say they applied for the H1B, the H1B got approved, they are here on the H1B working as an H1B beneficiary or employee, and then they went back home, say they went back to Australia and they want to get it stamped and come back. So for that they need to, because it's a change of status, it's already been done within United States, they will go back through the US consulate or embassy, they will take a visa stamping appointment, they will go over there, because initially what their passport carries, the stamp is for the B2, which was the visitor visa, and that is the status on which they entered United States. So now they are going to go out, go through to their home country, and they are any country they are visiting, and then they want to re-enter, so they get the visa stamping done over there, which shows in their passport also and in their record that now they are the H1B holder, or now they are L1 holder, or now they are E2 principals. So that visa stamp, or H4, any kind of visa which is done needs to have that kind of visa stamp on their passport. Then they enter United States. So once the visa stamping is done, they enter United States. So what is I-94? I-94 is issued to the people who enter United States. That validates, or that gives the status which defines the traveler's visa status once inside the United States. So it shows, and it gives you the time period, the validity of stay within United States. So if you are entering United States on a visitor visa, you get a visa issued from the US embassy or consulate for 5 years. It's a visa which was issued for the 5 years time period. But when you enter United States, you need to have the validity period which shows that on that status for how long you will be able to stay in United States, which is allowed time period, and what is the length of the stay permitted to you. So that is called the I-94. Initially what was happened is that it shows the validity of the period, which was, say, even on H1B, you have on I-94, here is the period of stay. Or if you are on a B2, on a visitor status, you enter United States, and your I-94 shows that how much time period you have been given to stay in United States, which is usually 6 months time period. Roughly, depending on, I'm talking about the B2 visitor status or B1. Then if you want to stay extended, you want to, like, if it's almost 6 months, the time period should not expire. But if it's about to expire, say your validity date on your I-94 is June 5th or July 5th, 2020. So before that, you are supposed to, if you are with, either you need to leave or you apply for the change of status or extension of stay or adjustment of status based on your facts and the condition involved and circumstances involved. You apply for that. So it needs to be before the expiration of your stay. You need to file for that, and then you will be issued. So that needs to be applied within United States, either to leave United States and before the expiration of your I-94 time period, or you file for the change of status, extension of stay. So if you have entered on a B2 visitor status, it's supposed to expire on August 5th. Before August 5th, you apply for the extension of your B2 stay. Then you are fine. You will be issued another I-94. Your basic previous I-94 shows the validity time period for which you were permitted within United States. So this is briefly what is I-94, what is the visa stamping. So what is the difference? There is a big difference between these two, so do not mix these two things. I-94 is separate, visa stamping is separate, issuing a visa is separate. So you have an approval notice, you have an H1B approval notice. You say, I came to United States, I applied on a B2 status, and I got a sponsor, and my sponsor offered me this job and applied for my H1B, and during my stay here, my H1B got approved, and I started working here as on the H1B. Now, until and unless you leave United States on vacation or on anything, and you go out, and then you want to come back, now you need a stamping. Your initial stamping, which was B1, B2, now this stamping needs to be changed to the H1B thing. So you will get the change of status stamping and you will enter United States. I-94, it will be issued when you try to enter from the port of entry, and then that I-94 is issued. Now, initially what was happening, previously what was happening was that a white kind of chit was given to you, which is your I-94, and the officer at the port of entry will put some date on that, say 6 months from now, this is the date, and you have this much validity period to stay within you. This is your period of permitted stay within United States on this kind of visa status, right? But now what is happening is that they have made it more efficient. They have taken it online. Instead of issuing that white sheet, that white piece of paper which was given to you saying that, oh, this is your I-94, now what is happening is that your I-94 can be pulled up. That information is entered on I-94 website. It is called I-94 website. You go there and you can pull, you can put in certain information which includes your full name, which includes your passport number, which includes your date of birth, and you will be able to pull your time of the permitted time period of stay within United States on I-94. You can print it, and this is a valid printed I-94 in your case. So you can easily pull it online also. That is what we do also, that if we do not have the I-94 available for the client, we pull it as per providing the following information which I have mentioned. You add that in and you request it for the I-94. Your I-94 is pulled up with the validity date. We have certain questions coming in which I will answer as we come to the question and answer. So you pull that information. So that is your printed I-94, which shows your period of stay. It's very important. It's very important that if you are in US, you enter US on some status, you need to know your period of validity of the stay or permission over here. It doesn't matter. Sometimes people come and ask me, say, oh, I got the visa for 5 years. I have a visitor visa for 5 years, so I am living here. No, sir. Though you have a visa for 5 years, but the thing is that you need to follow your permitted time of entry within United States to stay here validly. So this is very important to know the difference between I-94, the visa which is issued, the time period on that, your visa stamping. These are very important things to follow. Now, we have some questions. We will come to these questions. If you have any questions about I-94, if you have any questions about visa stamping, you can ask us online. Also, I would like to mention, you will see this slide in front of me, which shows our information, our email address, when you can ask us questions, short questions. Please keep this in mind. I keep on repeating it again and again. We like to help you. We like to help you, and we like to provide you with the information. But facts, detailed facts, cannot be discussed over here. Those are confidential. We need, in matters, we need to look at the paperwork, what has happened, and need to know all the facts in detail, which cannot be discussed over here. So small, short questions, yeah, definitely please ask me, and I will like to answer those questions. I will like to address those issues for you. But if it's a particular matter, related to you, somebody else, some facts are involved, it's your court case, it's anything being filed with and you have certain questions on that. And please do take consultation with us. Please do talk with us, take an appointment and talk to us. You can reach us through Skype, you can reach us through Zoom, you can reach us through via email, you can find us at LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. We are everywhere. You name it and we are there. So you can have our information. You go to our website. It's right there on the screen scrolling right now, misbahchaudhry.com, where you will be getting all this information also. You have our number. So if you have detailed discussion, see, every matter is not one line answer. We are not here to misguide you. Every question is not one line answer. There are certain matters which need detailed review of the case, which need detailed review of the documents, which need detailed factors to be discussed. We need to know the history of the case, and then it can be rightly answered. So it is very important. Please don't think that everything will be answered. The more we want to answer these questions here, and we will like to answer them, in a short, precise manner where you will be able to get the answer which is bugging your mind. So we have certain questions. Also, I have mentioned earlier also, we receive questions on LinkedIn, we receive questions on via email, via Twitter. We receive all these questions. My concern is that if you come online, ask us questions here. So as we are saying something, or as we are trying to address some immigration issue, if any question pops up in your mind, you can ask us right there, and then we'll try to help you. We will try to answer that question. So please do join us. We are online every Monday, 4 p.m. With some issues, immigration issues. Answer to that issues, the most recent postings and updates in the immigration world. So we keep you posted on that, so you know what's going on. And your small questions and answers, we would like to answer them. So here we have some certain questions I would like to read. I have write down some questions here also, which we have received on LinkedIn, or we have received on via emails, and we will like to answer them first, and then I will start reading the questions which are coming over here, and I will try to address those as well. So as per our rules, I have mentioned that we only mention the first name, and we try to mention the state also from where, or city where we received this question from. So first question, I have been conditional green card in 2018. Do I need to file anything for 10 years green card? This is Mr. Peter from California. Now, this question is vague because you can get green card through many sources, through marriage to a U.S. citizen, through marriage to a green card holder, or you can through parents, through siblings, or through employment. So it depends that through what. If it's a conditional green card, yeah, it's for 2 years before the expiration of the condition. So if you get this green card in 2018, my understanding is that by 2020, so you have not put in the month or date, so it's only a year. So by 2020, 2 years, it will expire. So before the expiration, kindly move forward and apply for the removal of the condition. There is a petition you file for the removal of condition. If you need any questions or any concerns about that, you can contact us. The second question is, I'm on H1B status within the USA. My adjustment application is pending with the Department of Homeland Security. Can I keep on working on H1B? That's Krishna from New York. So, Mr. Krishna, your question, what I understood is that currently you are on H1B non-immigrant status, and your adjustment application is pending, that your green card process is pending with the Department of Homeland Security. Yes, by all means, I always stress on that and prefer that you keep your underlying non-immigrant status until you have your resident status card in your hand. So it's very important. Yes, you keep on, and you can keep on working on the H1B status with the same company who is your employer. It is that when you apply for the adjustment of status, you apply for the work authorization also, and then advance parole also. So maybe this question you have in mind, it's not very clear, but the question may be because you are saying that I got the work authorization and I am on the H1B working with the same company. So can I keep on working on H1B? You have an EAD, you can also work on that as well. But H1B, you know that you can only work with the same employer or petitioner who has applied the H1B for you. Third question is, I have received the approval notice for the work authorization in June, but has not received the card yet. This is Mr. Tiku from North Carolina. So, Mr. Tiku, what is happening is that, and we are receiving lots of inquiries about this, and even in our law firm also, we are receiving the approval notices for the work authorization, or we have received the approval notices for the adjustment of status, and we are waiting, say, beginning of the June, this has started, and we are still waiting on the card. We are still waiting on the resident card. We are still waiting on the work authorization card. There is no proper explanation from the DHS about this, that why it's happening. But what we understanding is that as there are less employees working over there and the process is slow because of the pandemic, they are taking more time to issue these cards. So if your approval is there, your case is approved, but you still need to wait on the work authorization card, or you still need to wait on the green card to reach you, permanent resident card. Then there is a question, are the embassies and the consulates opening on July 15th for interviews? That's Miss Padma calling, sending the question from Canada. So yes, we have this news. This is the most recent news that the embassies and the consulates are good. They are working. They are not closing. They are working internally. But they are saying, which works under the Department of State, that we will be opening for the interview and start scheduling the interviews. So we are hoping, today is July 13th. So we are hoping that by July 15th, we will start seeing, not that we will be receiving all the notices the same day, but we'll start seeing the appointments and the people who are over there outside the United States, in all around the world, in other countries, and waiting for their categories, as per their categories, to enter United States. I'm a Venezuelan and have filed for asylum. This is another question. How much time it is taking to process asylum case? That is Daniela from Texas. So Daniela, what happens is that asylum is in stress backlog. You know that the cases which are filed even 3 years ago, 4 years ago, they are still pending from our office. They are going on, they are working on it. In between last year, what happens between May, June, the cases were filed, they came as like, they start processing them, and the old cases are still pending over there. Work authorization are renewed every 2 years and then issued, but they are still pending. So there can be a long wait on that. It's very unpredictable to say that when it will start or how much time period, maybe in 6 months or 5 months, or you have not also mention that when have you filed for the asylum, but the asylum time period, they are taking time to process these kind of applications. So these were the questions that we wrote down. If I have missed, I'm sorry if I have missed on certain questions which were asked to us, and so kindly resend those questions. We'll also check our system again through this, or you can come online and ask us questions, and we will try to answer those. So now we'll come to the questions I'm receiving here. The first question is from Shafaq Shamsher. Kindly talk about I-130 spouse visa 2. Okay, usually what happens, Shafaq, that we talk about certain things depending every Monday. We prioritize that okay, we should talk about this, or we should talk about what kind of case. But as you are mentioning that I'll briefly touch that issue. I-130 spouse visa can be applied from the U.S. citizen spouse or the green card holder spouse. The thing is that this category, U.S. citizen as well as a green card spouse can apply for their spouse family-based petition. So I-130 is the family-based petition to initiate the process, to start the process. Both of these categories can apply. It takes certain time period when you have applied for the family-based petition. Usually it is applied with the DHS. It's always applied with the DHS, Department of Homeland Security. You initiate the process. When you initiate the application, it depends on how much timeline it's taking for the Department of Homeland Security to process that kind of petition. Roughly the timeline is, I'm saying, nothing is like concrete, but roughly the timeline, because it may vary, can be between 4 to 5 months, or maybe earlier, that we see the approval notice of the I-130 family-based petition, and they transfer the file to National Visa Center. So if the spouse is within United States, you are applying for family-based petition, and based on that underlying family-based petition, you are applying for the adjustment of status. If the spouse of the U.S. citizen or permanent resident is not in United States and you are applying through consulate, so what happens is they transfer the file to the consulate. If you are a spouse, if one is a spouse of U.S. citizen, the dates are current on that. So what will happen, as soon as the NVC receives the process, they start that visa processing over there with the visa fees, with the information, affidavit of support, all the required forms, DS forms, Department of State forms, to get the biographical information, updated one, everything. Once the process is complete, they transfer that file over to the related embassy, and where the beneficiary is, to the related embassy, and the embassy sets up the interview date for them. So it depends what is the processing time going on that. In processing that, how early and how efficiently you're providing them with the paperwork which they are requesting. Now they want us to upload the paperwork at the NVC level also. So it depends that how soon all those documents being processed and provided, and how soon they've transferred the file, complete the file and transfer the file to the embassy or the consulate, and the embassy sets up the date, interview date for the beneficiary to issue the visa. That's the immigrant visa to enter United States. If they are present, if they are done. Second scenario is that if they are spouse of the permanent resident, and then the priority date steps in. So as per the priority date, their case may process, takes time period, depending that time period on the priority date, when the processing starts on that. Thirdly, situation, like I mentioned, that adjustment of status. If they are within United States, you file the adjustment of status application along with the work authorization and advance parole, and let the DHS work on it. And then the officer calls you for the interview, issues before the interview, issues the work authorization and the advance parole on which you can travel during the pendency of the adjustment of status application. I think so, I hope so, Shafaq, that I have briefly touched the subject. If you have any question, you can ask the questions, or you can ask the question next session also if anything comes into your mind with regards to that. Then we have second question from Saima Samreen. My mother came to America in 2017. She stayed more than 6 months and go back. Okay, stay there less than 6 months. How long to get citizenship, and does the time period she stays here count? So it's kind of Saima, it's confusing. You said she stayed more than 6 months and go back. Then you said stay there less than 6 months. So how long to get citizenship? Now, there are certain things. Is your mom here right now? Or if your mom is not here right now, you want to file for your mom, you're a US citizen and you're filing for your mom. And this is the whole green card process you are talking about. And how much time it takes. For the parents, if you apply for your parents, roughly the time period, which is consulate process, is year to say 12 months to 15 months to process. That is the normal processing time. So keep this in mind when I'm saying normal processing time. That does not include pandemic stays, does not include any kind of backlog going on or any kind of restraints going on issuing the visas or stuff. So this is the timeline for that. If your mother is present in United States, now you are saying this more than 6 months. It depends how long she stayed, whether you applied for the extension of stay during her stay or not. All of these are concerned questions. And based on the answer, I'll be able to mention that what needs to be taken care of. But otherwise, keep this in mind that if it's a consulate process for parents of the US citizen, it's not long. It's a year to what we call 15 months and should be processed during that time period. Then there's Sajawal. He's asking question. I-94s can be renewed on I-797. That's the approval notice. Or will it be posted in the passport? No, it's not posted in the passport. It depends on the approval notice. I-797C is the approval notice when you apply for a change of status or any other extension of stay or anything. The I-94 issued on that is which show the validity of the time period. And then Sujawal has also shared the link over here to go and apply for or pull out your I-94. Thank you very much. Here is the website. Thank you, Sujawal. Then we have, do you think someone who lost status from taking a break from school for a year can apply for reinstatement or get a lawyer to regain status? Is it possible? See, there are certain requirements, certain conditions or certain situations are involved. You can apply if you are on an international student and unfortunately because of any reason you lose your student status and you know what, your F1 is denied or I'm denied and you apply for the reinstatement of your status. Yes, you can apply for the reinstatement. There is a certain time period during which it's not that extended. You need to apply during that certain time period for the reinstatement of your case. In some matters, we have some clients or we have some scenarios in which the students, they get their status cancelled, they never applied anything and they are referred to the courts for the removal proceedings because they are overstaying here. So they go before the judge and judge says, okay, go ahead and apply for the reinstatement. So there are certain things which are allowed by the court system, which are allowed by the judge to, okay, I'm ordering, okay, move forward. You have not done it before, file for the reinstatement and then come back for the next court hearing and we'll see what happened over there. But even if you file for the reinstatement at that time, the reinstatement is processed by the Department of Homeland Security. It is not processed by the court system. So that is also, we will have a session about this also because people keep on asking. We talk about these issues, we raise these issues about immigration in our this Monday Live, which are questioned to us a lot, where we notice that lots of concerns are there or the people have lots of ambiguity or questions with regards to these kind of issues involving immigration. So yeah, it's a very nice issue and I think so. Thank you for mentioning it. We can do a session, live session on that as well, that how the court system works, how they coordinate or what is the interaction between the Department of Homeland Security, ICE and the court system, and how the cases are like it's a triangle kind of thing, how the cases work both with the DHS, some things what we file with the DHS, Department of Homeland Security, how they process it, where the court has jurisdiction, where the DHS has jurisdiction. So it's It's a very interesting issue, very informative, and we will talk about it definitely. Let's see if we have any more questions. Our time is also about to finish. So hopefully today's session has given you the information, and it's a brief information. Always keep in mind, immigration is a broad subject. It's a very broad subject, and there are so many issues, so many concerns, so many related matters in it which are tangled up, which are like, there can be, I have heard people saying, oh, we have the same facts as my friend, same case. Misbah, you have his case or her case, and I have the same matter. So no one matter can be compared to another case. Every case is different. Every case has different facts involved. Every case had different scenarios, background, history involved. So it's very important that you listen to the case, you read to the facts, you go through the documents, and then you'll be able to figure out what kind of suggestion needs to be suggested to you, what kind of options, immigration options you have available. So we will talk about it in the future. It's very nice to be here in front of you guys, and I hope so that this information is very informative for you. And until we meet next Monday, bye and take care of yourself. Thank you very much.